up, everyone? It's your girl, J. Oh, I think I overpeaked. JJ, and today we'll be watching Palworld 2025 Indie Jam Nintendo Can't Kill. And I just wanted to watch it because I was intrigued because it's the same guy who made this video that got 1.5 million views, and it was something about how indie games are like taking over the industry now. Speaking of which, you could always play Ari's Choice on itch.io for free. But if you want to contribute to the game or just to my channel, you could always free to donate or send me a gift via Throne. I'm just saying. With that being said, let's start the video. And I don't think you guys have any audio. Well, on the bright side, I don't think they could really come at me for the audio. Yeah, you guys don't have any audio. You guys don't have the audio. You guys don't have the audio. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. No.
How come you're not dead yet?
Palworld, the game that took the internet by
I was
storm
being so
in early
extra.
2024 for being very similar to Pokemon, but chock full of absurd combinations of features from numerous other IPs, plus guns and slavery. This game became an absolute hit despite its bugs and early access nature, but despite the game's massive success, it was fraught with controversy and drama, claims of AI art, lazy game design, blatant copying of Nintendo, and now, a lawsuit later, this is how, despite all odds, Palworld went from a viral joke of a game to perhaps a future franchise, almost a year.
People say Power fell off, but like, mind you, Palworld got 25 million either players to download. First of all, if this is taken considered to just Steam alone, I feel like that's probably combined with like let me say like Xbox, because I think it didn't come out PlayStation. It came out later on PlayStation, right? First of all, it was $30 just to play the game. Second of all, this was the beta release, right? Like it technically wasn't even finished. Like this game wasn't finished, right? Like there's still more they plan on expanding the game on, right? And second, listen, if you guys haven't seen the Powered their their channel, they're crazy. They made like this whole dating sim trailer. Yo, if it releases, it's gonna be wild for one. Also, like if they got 25 million on just if it was a free game, I feel like you could still, I don't know, make profit off of that, but you could still get something off of that. I wouldn't say profit because someone showed where they made a free to play game, had 1 million downloads, but like they didn't necessarily get rich from it. So like, trust me, as someone who made a free game, didn't get popular from it for one. It's like, yeah, I don't know about that, but like, think about it. If it's $30, it's like let's say the lawsuit doesn't come out of it, right? $30, 25,000 or 25 million players. That's 75 mil. Is it 75? That's not even 75 million. That's 750 million. And then like take away the cost for the production and whatnot. How much is they making?
Year later. Hey guys, my name is Nikos, and welcome back to the channel. How is Palworld not completely dead by now? I posted a video last year that did modestly well on my channel. To the three of you who saw it, thanks for checking it out. And to everyone else, in the video I argued that thanks to growing public interest in alternative games, tons of players in the broader gaming community have been exposed to all sorts of fun gems and alternative experiences. In this case, the Pokemon War Crime game is obviously what America needed last year. Palworld and games like it basically destroyed the whole narrative that modern gaming is completely bad, as millions of players were picking up more indie games like Palworld, Lethal Company, Balatro, Helldivers, much more than they ever had before, thanks in part to these games going viral on the web.
Today's subject, slavery.
Anyway,
Bruh.
back to this little mess of a game called Palworld. One of the most based games of all time. To my knowledge, it's the only hit game that endorses forced labor and machine gun usage for Pokemon-like creatures. And as ridiculous as that sounds, I feel like this is the reason we all decided to play the game. Like, you look at it, it's the most absurd game I've ever seen. And every time I come back into it, I can't help but smile or laugh at how just ridiculous the universe is. Recently, they pushed out a massive update for the game. And
Ooh.
to advertise it, they put on an absolute catastrophe of a reveal at the Game Awards.
40 FPS. Oh my goodness.
What is that? What is their demo running on? Microsoft PowerPoint? Even I could get better gameplay than this. What did they record this on? Okay, I stand corrected. Maybe the game is just very buggy. This is my actual footage. Regardless, it's
Low key, yo, straight up. The game is very hard for me to run on my laptop. Like and I feel like my laptop's pretty decent. It's a hard game to run, even if I put it on low settings. I think it's because I'm trying to stream it, so it's like it's rough because I want people to play it alongside with me, but at the same time, it can't handle it.
It's 2025 now. There's no way folks are coming back with a Temu-style update trailer like this. Pack it up, Pocketpair. Palworld is dead. Alright, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Palworld's dead, but at least it provided a good time for the millions when we still had it. Wait, what do you mean check the Steam numbers? Wait, they actually added quite a bit to the game. And the players returned. Obviously not everyone did, and folks are still dropping off, but there's still interest in the game every time a content drop is delivered, and even more so with this recent update. So I guess that's it. That's the end of the story. A viral gimmicky game with adorable creatures and AK-47s managed to cultivate a small but lively community for an entire year. All the drama and AI art witch hunts ended with a little indie success story. What a happy ending. And that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and while you're here,
Yo, is this part of the video? Oh, wait, no, that's them. That's them. Okay. I was like, is that me or that them? I was like, this guy, what? Okay.
Nintendo, the studio that took down YouTube videos for merely using footage of their games. The gaming industry titan that crushes...
Chat. Oh, chat. So let me tell you how there was this mod, Power. It never came out. The Pokemon Power mod that was showed off. Tell me how someone... I'm not saying it's me, but there's still footage out there via Instagram that's still available, that technically it's like ooh even though they kept blocking it. I was just like ooh I'm just like that's cool, that's kind of crazy, kind of crazy. So like technically Pokemon but Power, just kidding, no, I'm not gonna say it.
Is fan games and cease and desist and purges the internet of fan content. The Japanese giant that took down a Zelda fan movie for no reason. Worse than Games Workshop. Well, that's debatable. Nintendo is so highly protective of its properties, it will abuse the law to damage their competition and stifle the creativity of their fans. Yeah, they wield the gavel of law to crush their fans. It's nuts. What a happy, family-friendly studio. When we left off a year ago, Nintendo was reportedly contemplating taking legal action against Palworld. On November 8th, Pocketpair announced that they were being sued by Nintendo for
Someone
10
became
million
Pokemon?
yen. That's insane. It's a whole whopping $60,000?
What?
That's it? Am I missing something here? That's like a measly amount to sue for considering the game sold 25 million copies. But there's also late payment charges and other stipulations that are involved too, so we don't really know what the real cost is. But apparently the multi-billion-dollar company had its feelings hurt that someone made a similar game to Pokemon but made it cooler and better in every way by adding machine guns, slavery, and murder to it. Maybe Pokemon should have just made a good game instead, and the Palworld question wouldn't be such a thorn in their side. Regardless, if irrelevancy won't kill Palworld, it seems Nintendo is trying to do so themselves. Fans waited on bated breath to see what Nintendo would claim was infringed against their property.
You know what? I think why the other Pokemon game is taking forever to come out. Palworld. I'm not gonna lie, it does make for a valid argument. It's like the only reason they're taking forever with the new Pokemon game, because people are gonna be like, but we're not Palworld. So now they're just kind of like, what about it? Like, I'm not gonna say they're gonna try harder, but at the same time, it's like, they're gonna act like they're gonna spend more time developing it when it's like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, like they're gonna pretend like they're listening.
Substantial up their sleeve. Perhaps Pocketpair is in the wrong here, and they actually did blatantly steal assets from Nintendo IPs to make their game. There's gotta be some kind of joke, right? Nintendo is claiming that throwing a sphere to catch a creature is their own invention, according to a patent that was registered in May of 2024? That's like a whole season after Palworld was already released. It gets even worse though. Another patent, one involving riding a bird-like creature, was registered after Palworld had already gone viral. What? Never mind the fact that patents filed on game mechanics themselves stifle the gaming industry as a whole, these were filed months after Palworld released. Pocketpair was blindsided by the whole ordeal. In response, they patched Palworld to remove a feature from the game. Instead of throwing your pals out with a sphere to deploy them, now they just appear at your side. Not a huge change, but perhaps a clue into another potential patent that could have slimed its way out of Nintendo late from the Japanese patent offices. You might be thinking, how is any of this legal? How can you accuse someone of copyright infringement with very late patents? How can you patent a game mechanic? And how granular can you go by doing so? Well, copyright law is different in Japan, in that conglomerates can have huge overreaches of power, in certain ways that aren't even legal in the United States and Europe. The public's reaction to this lawsuit has been wild. A ton of fans flocked to defend Palworld, accusing Nintendo of overstepping copyright laws and acting immorally. Then there were the others who celebrated the lawsuit, claiming that Palworld is a lazy product and deserved to be punished, despite breaking.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Oh my goodness. Oh no, the company that got millions of dollars. How dare they? Oh no. Oh, the humanity. But the fact that it's like they patented a mechanic, that is so, that cracks me up. It's like, oh no, you can't have a mechanic. Like, bro, what?
No laws whatsoever. I have no idea how some Pokemon fans can't look at Palworld with the two cakes mentality. I would be stoked if I were them. I would go, no way, I got a Pokemon game and a grindy survival game that looks almost just like Pokemon in a single year? Two cakes, let's go! I think it's important I clarify that this isn't the mindset shared by all Pokemon fans. A lot of folks actually like both Pokemon and Palworld, and some of y'all commented on my last Palworld video sharing the same sentiments. But we've all been on the internet long enough to not be surprised when a loud minority flocks to defend a multi-billion-dollar company that has no ethics and sues everyday people and companies for no reason. From what I've seen online, Japanese communities largely side with Nintendo, and the Western audiences mostly side with Palworld in this lawsuit. Reasoning? It's a mix of cultural differences and laws. In Japan, companies can get away with far more when it comes to litigation than what would be believable in the West. Free use and more are pretty much nil, and the communities in Japan are mostly fine with it, as again, cultures are very different across different continents in numerous ways. In my eyes, as a filthy American, it's a fledgling indie studio that saw massive success versus a 50-year-old media titan, one of which that includes a franchise that has since grown stagnant, which obviously is in need of competition, which promotes healthy innovation. It's the classic story of David and Goliath. Or is it? See, here's
Loki,
the part
that
where
did
I
look like
flip
a
the
Russian
script. I'm going to
man.
change your
What I
expectations
saw.
because 6 months ago, Pocketpair partnered with Sony. Yes, that Sony.
That's
To
so-
promote the expansion of Palworld into the broader international markets. Now, this doesn't mean that Pocketpair is owned.
So like that was funny. That cracked me up because it's like the copyright, and then I looked at the screen. And I was like, isn't that a Russian RAM? But also, if Sony got your back, that like big power move. Yo, Sony, hire me. Okay, no, I don't even know how would that even work at Sony. Like, oh yeah, wait, I forgot. Wait, Nintendo America. Okay, okay. I was trying to figure. I was like, Sony of America, Sony of Japan. Is that how it works? Is that how it works?
By Sony or that Sony are their publishers, but it's still a bit of a corporate alliance. So this little conflict with Palworld and Nintendo is actually part of a broader competition between two massive companies that lock horns on the regular. Sony and Nintendo had been duking it out for decades. Sony had agreed to give loads of money to market the game internationally. It seems that Palworld is seeking to enter the multimedia industry as a whole. Comics, shows, movies, toys, the whole 9 yards. And that
Honestly, it already has been doing stuff like that. If you're looking at its page, it's already been doing extra stuff. And this is even after it already got its like like millions of downloads. Like it didn't have to do anything extra once it made its money. It could have literally just dipped. Honestly, like people could have just forgot about it. To be honest, but I feel like it was supposed to be in beta release. Like, is this technically considered a done game at this point?
directly threatens Nintendo and Pokemon's market share. While Nintendo can't do much to hurt Palworld in the West, the company will likely do everything they can to do as much damage as possible to Palworld in Japan. Not because they want to squash an indie game that mirrors their own product, but because Sony is actually the big bad that can hurt Nintendo the worst. Wow. Who knew modern virtual slavery could cause such a kerfuffle in the Big 25? Regardless of claims of copyright infringement, suing a competitor with a similar product using patents that were published after the game released is a dangerous precedent for gaming studios and the market as a whole. It's yet another bad look for Nintendo. Despite the lawsuit, Palworld has continued to push out updates and work on the game to keep up their momentum. 25 million copies sold is no joke, and I feel like because of Palworld, Pocketpair went from a small studio with limited responsibility to one that is now set to compete with industry titans. They've got their work cut out for them. It'll be weird and pretty wild to see how Pocketpair handles this newfound fame and how they can actually deliver and turn Palworld into potentially a franchise. And now, even further, Pocketpair have announced that they are opening up a publishing office to fund indie games under their wing, and they've received tons of applications already. At this point, Pocketpair have become one of the most successful indie studios of all time. They've gone from a small company with struggling devs to a wonder child of the industry. But now, I have to wonder, how much of Sony's abusive business practices will leach into Palworld? Will we see microtransactions and other scammy practices that hang the consumers out to dry in the game? We'll have to wait and see. I'm just happy to see there's more to play than AAA garbage now, and that these games have some pretty bustling communities. Palworld still generates a lot of hype, and it's also very addictive. I just started playing again recently, and I remember why I was so hooked on it. And alongside Palworld, Helldivers is still one of the biggest games out there with their recent massive content drop. It was the third most selling game of 2024, and even Lethal Company has a passionate, sizable player base remaining a year later. And then Balatro had a clean sweep, winning tons of awards at the Game Awards. Only time will tell on what alternative experiences will capture the hearts of players this upcoming year. 2025 just started, so the sky is the limit. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching the video. Go buy an indie game or two, and I'll see you on the next one.
Oh man. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know, man. the year of the indies. That's what people be saying. But a lot of indie games are mid. I think it's just really. It's always that gold nugget. There's always gonna be that golden nugget that gets hit, like you strike gold. So like, but like, it's still good nonetheless. It's like, oh my goodness, this came out. Um, like, I think it just really takes the right group of people to play the game or the right amount of hype, and you never know. You never know. Honestly, it could be like the most random game that gets popular. So I wouldn't say put your eggs in one basket. I would just say like, you know, passion project, or like just keep working at something and see what sticks. So this was quite entertaining. I wonder where power going. I wonder where everything else goes. But with that being said, this is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Again, make sure to check out Aria's Choice on itch.io. And you guys have a good one. This is JJ Beats signing out. Bye bye.